Audio Jungle.
So my name is Daniel. I'm a chef. I have a small restaurant in Singapore called Ola. Some years ago we started to use New Zealand seafood and we were very impressed with its quality. Living in a modern city for too long, we felt it was necessary to come to this country in order to understand better the origin of these products and go back to the source. We were lucky enough to get on board of an artisanal fishing boat called the Royal Salute, which happened to be owned by a family who has been doing this for 3 generations. Russell Harvey was the father and captain of the boat, and his 2 sons Daniel and Ryan helped him along.
Yeah, this is the best way to catch fish. You catch the best quality fish doing it this way. And we're proud of the fish we catch.
For sure. Yeah. We left Tauranga in the early morning and it was just unbelievable to see such a beautiful scenery. The water was so clean and the air was so pure. This part of the process of line caught fishing is to prepare the bait. What the fishermen do basically is add salt to the fish that they will use as long as 3 days in order to harden the flesh so that it will be easier to get through the hooks, otherwise it would destroy as fish meat is quite delicate. After this process the meat turns into a darker color and there is less moisture in the white bait fish.
This is our Tory line. This is to scare the birds away if there's any birds around today.
Talking to Captain Dan, he explained me that the Royal Salute will only go out to catch fish when the weather is good, as otherwise the rough sea makes the boat moves too much. This can damage the fish as scales destroy, movement makes the ice melt and fish smash against each other.
Alright, they won't come to...
I had no idea that in New Zealand meat pie was such an important part of the community here. There are national competitions for the best pie baker. We were lucky enough to have a tasting of the current national New Zealand champion pies. It was super delicious. While the long line was down, we went to do some fishing of our own and we got some amazing red snappers so quickly. The guy showed us how to kill the fish with the Japanese method ikejime. Basically, the brain of the fish is paralyzed by inserting a hook in the middle of the part of the head of the animal as soon as it leaves the water. This process kills the fish immediately, which is the most humane way to do it instead of asphyxiating it out of the ocean. This also helps to preserve the quality of the fish. On our way back, Russell was telling us how fishermen would have specific spots in the sea at specific times of the year where they would find some particular species in the wild. This knowledge has been passed by his father to him, and now he was passing that heritage to his children. That just blew my mind. What we saw after is just one of the most beautiful things I have seen in my life. One by one, fish was being removed from the ocean with such great care. The fishermen even have a small cushion so that the flesh doesn't get damaged while the fish is being sacrificed.
Gurnard, also known as
The fish is later being put in a mixture of water and ice. This process makes the flesh look whiter naturally, with no blood remaining, and leaving the fish in a perfect condition.
Because it's only a short tip, we could easily go down. That's a nice one, that one.
So right in there where my thumb is, you can feel the soft bit behind the bone, angle it back in.
Go.
So, at the end of the fishing, we decided that we have to cook before we went back. Of course, being Peruvian, my natural thought was to show them a bit of my country, which is ceviche. This basically is really fresh seafood with some limes and chili. And to my biggest surprise, Captain Dan was a great chef, and he also loved to cook ceviche. Now how cool is that? The power of chili. Sushi and sashimi? Yeah. So you can relate to it, right? Captain Dan was really good filleting fish. He was super interested to learn new recipes. He also brought some Australian limes that he grew at home, and we make some ceviches for the crew. To be able to cook in this environment so clean and this peaceful is unbelievable. How can you do this in a restaurant? It's impossible. It's a Peruvian dish with a little bit of avocado. We use a small grill for this occasion and we cook it over with some spices, chili and New Zealand olive oil. The relationship that longline fishermen in New Zealand have with the environment is something that should be taken as a role model all over the world. With all the problems that we have as a human society in relationship with our Mother Earth, this experience just comes as such a breath of fresh air. What these gentlemen are doing to me is almost heroic.
These people can tell them that.
Yeah. It's like me. At the end, what we're looking in a restaurant is flavor. And flavor primarily comes from ingredients. There is no magic behind it, so we can use fish that has been living in a great and clean environment. It has been caught in a responsible manner. After that, it has been treated with care during the whole delivery change, then I guess we're off to a good start. I guess the biggest lesson here is this. When you think about what we do as cooks in restaurants, it looks really complicated. Yet, it is so little and tiny compared with what nature has done for us. I believe we all have to take care of it.
Like Peruvian fish fajitas.
A couple of New Zealand chilies.
Quite.
Best learning experience I had in my life. And I feel that there's a long way for all of us chefs to learn about fish and the sea and the environment in New Zealand.
Beautiful. Thanks, mate.
Great day.